Hey guys, Exodus Gear here, and we're back to another weekly Bitcoin news. We're starting it up again, and we're going to start off with what's been happening with Satoshi Nakamoto's email. Now, for those of you who haven't heard, there's apparently been somewhat of a hacker battle going on. Supposedly, some hackers took over Satoshi Nakamoto's email and have been threatening to, of course, reveal information, so forth, so forth. But if I'm not mistaken, the people that did the hacking are kind of in talks with them because a bounty was released. If I'm not mistaken, there's rumors saying that the same person that did this hacking is the same person that did the hacking for Bitcoin Jesus, who tried to hack Bitcoin Jesus, and of course, he ended up putting up a Bitcoin bounty, and the guy backed off. So it's kind of hard to tell which way it's going to go. Of course, nobody really knows who Satoshi Nakamoto is, and for all we know, they could be lying. They could not be. It's up in the air. So until there's more information, that is something to kind of keep an eye out, just to see what kind of stuff pops up from it. But quickly moving on, Apple Pay. Apple Pay, or I guess Apple, is releasing a new system called Apple Pay, where they're basically going to be trying to, I feel, combat Bitcoin. And the way that it works is you actually put your information in, and your phone doesn't actually save your credit card information. The way that it does it is, I believe, it actually generates a new code of line of static for it, and every time that it's used, it changes. So once you use it at, store A, and if you go to store B, then of course it'll be slightly different. And from what I understood, it doesn't actually keep track of your information on there. You can delete it if your phone does get lost. But there's also a safety feature where you can disable the payment option without necessarily disabling the card. Now that's something that I assume you would probably have to do from some sort of iPhone dashboard or some sort of site where you can remotely access your phone or remotely access some of the stuff that's on your phone. I personally do not have an iPhone, so I cannot fully say what the extent of that is. So, but another thing coming in, PayPal and Braintree. PayPal will be accepting Bitcoin through Braintree, which is one of their subsidiaries, if I'm not mistaken. And, that's actually kind of a good thing because they do have a lot of customers. But at the same time, I personally feel like it's kind of me in between, just because they really are going to be the in-betweener. They're going to be between you and whatever else, and they're going to be more than likely charging you extra transaction fees that you wouldn't necessarily have to deal with if you were dealing directly with the person or directly with the merchant. So again, I don't know how to personally feel about that yet. Yes, it will bring more coverage to Bitcoin. It will, let people know what Bitcoin is, seeing as there are plenty of customers on PayPal that probably still haven't heard what Bitcoin is. But again, I don't know how to feel about them being the in-betweeners. Uh, we'll see. Verizon, Richard Branson, Sir Richard Branson, if you don't know who that is, he is basically the main guy behind Verizon, has actually been backing up Bitcoin a little bit. He's saying that it is working, that it is something to look forward to, and it is something to keep an eye on. So personally, I think that's actually a good thing. He is a very important and influential person, so he is bringing a little bit more light into Bitcoin, and there's nothing wrong with that, of course. I don't know if he has personally invested into it as of yet. He could have, he could not have. Of course, that's all his stuff. But either way, again, he is influential. He is one of those big CEO people, and him talking about Bitcoin will definitely get the word out to others. Uh, ugh. Now, personally, I've been with Litecoin for a while now, so the whole Litecoin doggy merging thing, I don't know how to feel about that. I read a few reviews over it, and I know that the developer of Litecoin is actually the person that suggested the merge mining for Doggy and Litecoin. But personally, I don't feel like Litecoin is gaining anything from Doggy Coin. I know I saw one review that said the developer of Dogecoin was saying that people didn't want to mine the coin anymore because the price is dropping so low, and there was that problem, insecurity, and everything else. And I thought it was kind of funny that he tried to pinpoint that the reason that people aren't mining Dogecoin is because of the value, and not because of the fact that he made it an unlimited mineable coin. You can continuously mine it. There is no limit to it. As far as I've seen, I've looked up a little bit, and they haven't changed it as far as I've seen. But again, he's stating in this article that, of course, the reason that people don't want Dogecoin now is because of the price. But no, the reason that people don't want Dogecoin, even though it is price related, is because you made it unlimited, you ass. When you make something unlimited, there's no point. That would be like me trying to sell somebody air. Hey, you want to buy some air? It's from over here in Texas. Send me your Bitcoin. It's stupid, okay? Don't try and blame something else. The doggy people had a really good idea. They had a really good community. They still have a good community. They still do a lot of fundraising and things like that. But don't blame the fact that people aren't mining it on the price drop. It's what you did. Okay, at least man up to it. For those of you who haven't heard, Google UK got hacked. Supposedly around 5 million passwords and emails were exposed. So anybody who's out in the UK, or if you know anybody who's out in the UK, please tell them to, of course, go over and change their password, verify their stuff, make sure everything's good and legit. Just because we don't want anybody getting into their Bitcoin. I know I wouldn't want anybody getting into mine, and of course I would want somebody to tell me if anything has been compromised or anything along those lines. So just spread that along, let others know. BitShow, moving into Mexico, they are planning on expanding down there and making it a lot easier for the lower income to actually access Bitcoin via their cell phone. If I'm not mistaken, it's going to be SMS. Now, I don't know how far they've gotten into it, but that is something that I am looking into because I do have relatives down there as well, so it would be kind of fun to start sending Bitcoin back and forth for things. That would be kind of neat. And last, unfortunately, we will end with the recipient of the very first Bitcoin transaction. Unfortunately, 2 weeks ago, he did pass away from his condition. I know that he will be greatly missed. Again, he was one of the great pioneers of Bitcoin. He did a lot to get it started. He was in talks with Satoshi, if I'm not mistaken, getting a lot of the groundwork done for the coin itself. So again, he has passed away and he will be missed. And we do thank him, of course, for all the work that he did and he put forward, even with his condition. We want to thank him, and that's about all we can do right now. Of course, you can always go and donate to his cause. Be sure to check that out. ALS is a serious condition, and we can only hope to better it. And that's all I can really say. But we will go ahead and end here, guys. I hope everybody has a good day. Be sure to keep up with our news. And fortunately, we can't enjoy this picture, but we can wish his family well. Have a good one, guys.